May I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Mercy, know it so well. Could've wrote this from a cold cell. Now I'm praying on the floor of my hotel. Riding on the devil, taking no L's. They said don't do it cause it won't sell. Now look, we ain't taking no L's. God say go, then it won't fail. Now look, we ain't taking no L's. What did you think? I run drive when my supply is the king. I run hide, deny, and sign with the beast. I wouldn't ride or die for what I believe. Please, you might could try me and see what you think I'd like for 500 G's. When I could get by until I.
Well, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm glad y'all were able to make it over here. First live on this new channel. Cricket, how's it going? Wayne Odom, how are you? Sean, hope you're doing well. Didn't know if notifications got out or not. Hopefully they did. So hopefully we'll have a few more scroll in. Kelly, how are you? So yeah, so the reason we're over here, of course, as y'all know by now, I put out in the community post, Dagburn wanted to strike me. Not once, but twice. So it'll be back up and going. Don't worry. Working on a few things. I'm not going to go into detail what's going on, but yeah, we will have it up and going. So, Dave, how are you? So, but until then, yeah, we brought up this new channel and I'm going to be working off of it. And I've got all my videos over in the bank. And if, you know, need be, I'll drop them all over here. So he may delay us, but he's not going to stop us. Now, I guess y'all have seen that Ryan dropped a few community posts the other day, and I tell you, it's got everybody talking on YouTube, and it's quite funny. Now, he did put a video out here, I think, with around an hour or so ago, and he stated the other night that, you know, he was going to. Well, Christopher Cunningham, now it's not necessarily about P. Diddy itself. It's some of the other things that he had dropped, and we're definitely going to get into it. Yeah, people think that Ryan's crazy. You know, they think that some of them think they're smarter than he is, or, you know, problem is they don't understand him. So many of them are closed-minded or simple-minded that they can't see beyond what little bit they can understand. And then the other night, I mean, it was so funny seeing how many of them are definitely Clout-Chasers. I mean, oh my God. The more I watched, the worse. I think the worse it got. The later in the night, the worse it actually got. It was really funny. Some of these we knew about. Others were like, oh my God. I mean, you're on the fence about them, but yeah, now it was quite funny. And some of them actually admitted to it. They fully admitted. So yeah, we're definitely going to get into that. We're going to let a few more people get in here. But it's quite funny. I mean, some of these people think that they can, that they should be managing Ryan, that their little YouTube channel, and some of them got larger channel than my old channel, you know, but they think that because their channel's bigger than mine, that they're capable of managing Ryan Upchurch. Some of them think because he's got over 3 million followers that he doesn't have the right to voice his opinion. Where does it say that once you have so many subscribers that, you know, you can't do that? Or if you're a singer, you can't do that. I mean, the hidden jealousy is getting comical, and that's what it is. So, but yeah, it really is. This guy right here, which puts on one hell of a show, has got the streets of YouTube on fire. His community post the other day, simple community post, they decided to twist again to fit their narrative because they couldn't understand. Little simple community post, simple words, easy to understand. I mean, if you can read, if you have a pretty much a 6th grade education, you should have been able to understand this. If you know how to read and write and understand English, it should have been pretty easy to understand. One of them, now you can tell I split this up so I can put it side by side, but was, yo, Ick and Michelle, how convenient, your P.O. box down the street from O. Diddy himself too. He's just pointing it out that his P.O. box is not too far from O. Diddy there. And then, you know, it's what, almost an hour and a half away, I think, on that map. You know, that's not just saying, hey, you know, did you know that? Is there anything in that post that says, hey, you tied in with this? Anybody in chat see that? I mean, I don't. Now, all kind of people on YouTube took it that way, though. And I guess you can take it however you want. But, you know, I don't see Ryan saying, hey, Ickamel, you're as guilty as Diddy. Yeah. No. The next one. You know, Zanime, why your alleged niece look like this little girl P. Diddy adopted. Now, this right here caused a major uproar for several reasons. Number one, okay, he posted a picture of a little girl. Matter of fact, 3 pictures. They're saying, Ryan, you shouldn't be posting pictures of minors. Well, folks, let me point this out to you. Each and every one of those pictures right there are all over social media. They were all over social media before Ryan posted it here. So, if you're going to get onto anybody, you should get onto the original poster. The original person that posted these photos. Not Ryan Upchurch. What Ryan's doing is putting them up there as a comparison. Is he saying anything negative? No. He's pointing out that the young girl, and if you look, so there's 3 photos now, and 2 of these photos right here. Now, the one to your left is the one that was on the very top left. The one on the right is the photo from the bottom. Now, taking consideration time difference. Now, I do not know the time difference. I didn't go over to the original photos. I don't know where the original photos were posted. Look at him. Look at the bone structure. Look at the eyes. Look at the nose. Tell me there's not a resemblance. Now, not saying it is the same girl, not saying it's not. Does she look like her? Looks an awful lot like her. So, with what he said, goes anime. Why your alleged niece looked like this little girl P. Diddy adopted. Was she trying to dress like her? Is it her? Or what? This photo has got everybody up in arms. I mean, up like for multiple reasons. My point of view on this, there's nothing wrong with what he posted, folks. But oh my God, was there multiple channels that just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, they were just, I've had enough. I just, he's lost his mind. And it was crazy. First one I seen, AD. Keep switching it up now. It's Team ACAL, Anonymous Dude, YouTube, whatever he wants to be called. Got about 3 channels, but get on there. And yesterday he has his Ryan Upchurch, stupid or retarded. And I look on there and it's AD, Mr. Fusion. I end up popping on there. It seems they want me to answer multiple questions before I can get a question in. They don't matter if I have a question for them or anything. It's just, one question after another. Well, y'all that know me know I'm not going to sit there and answer 7, 8 questions and you not answer one of mine. No. Old way doesn't work that way. Not at all. Yeah, I'll answer one of your questions, but in return, you're going to answer one of mine. And if on that picture they wanted me to answer, I'm not going to say, yes, that's that same girl. No, that's not that same girl. If I don't have particulars in there. When was this picture put out of this one? When was the picture put out of this one? Where was this picture coming from? Yeah, Slayback even came in there. We got talking about the light bulb because I was going to use that for a reference. They jumped all over Slayback's back on that. AD over there says, all I do is I tell the truth. I tell the truth. I'm not a simp. Well, number one, anybody that's seen AD on here for quite some time realizes he used to simp extremely hard for PBR. Whether he wants to admit it or not, you did, AD. And you flip-flop. You change up on your ways several times, even on your own channel. You'll say and do whatever you can possibly do to draw views. Whether you want to say you're for a certain community or not, you do. You protect certain individuals. You say you don't allow certain things to be said on your channel or discussions about certain things. But when you have certain people over there, you allow them to get away with it. Used to be you would allow like Dagburn up there. You wouldn't let anybody else come up when he was up there. You babied him. Right, Slayback. Yeah, he sent for Ryan for a while to get views and to get those subs. Then when you started talking about the women the way you did and made the statements the way you did, and people would come after you about that, all because you didn't like something they had said about you, you got defensive. So idea, if you want to talk about being complete honest, come forward with yourself. But that wasn't the worst of it. So right after AD's channel, his live ended, and like I said, Fusion and I was up there as well, Fusion went live. Everybody was asking him, if he would go live. Fusion had already had a long day. So Mr. Fusion's TV went live. I thought, well, hell, I guess I'll listen to a little bit of this. I missed the very beginning of it. And just so happens, Ryan went over there and chat. Now, I don't know if people were saying that Kurt went and got him over there. I don't know if that's true or not. But it was an interesting live. Now, of course, most of the time when Fusion goes live, these three end up there on panel all together. JM, Mr. Fusion, and Filthy Animal. This was just a screenshot of where I got the name and all, but they were up there. Now, when Ryan was in chat, I don't think all three of these were up there at the same time. But Fusion, you've got this thing about always wanting to protect Zanime. And it's been that way ever since you worked your way in over there with PBR and worked that interview with her from the Discord. Am I right? Now, you and AD both, they were like, you think anything about her about this? And it really, honestly, Fusion, if you would sit back and watch your live, yeah, that that one really did smell. That was really bad. I mean, because like Ryan had in his video later on, why is it that she knew everything, had videos of stuff, but yet so innocent? Knew of all this stuff before everybody. She put herself in that predicament. Oh, and before we get over here, so after Ryan went into chat and made some comments, and I mean things were looking pretty bad and pretty heated at the time. Fusion then kind of laughed it off towards the end as like, if he looks into us and all that, what's he gonna do? It's not like he's gonna kill us. Either way, we're gonna get Clout off this. And I'm gonna play that little clip later because that really, truly, Fusion, showed what kind of clout chaser you were. And hold on, because when we get to it, I want you to listen to it. And I know this live's gonna piss a lot of people off, but that's the thing that I've always stood on and never cared about. And I told y'all this from day one. I started my channel sticking up for Creek Squad and for Ryan Upchurch. And until this channel goes down or until they put dirt on me, I will continue to do so. See, there are true Creek Squad members. There are people that use Creek Squad just for clout. There's quite a few of them on here that just use it for clout. Well, folks, I'm not one of them. And a lot of people tonight are going to find that out. Another one. Hardcore MMA show. No. This guy, a lot of us always liked him because, he didn't care. He didn't care who you were, what community you were from. He's going to tell it straight up how he felt. He even said, he always started with doing stuff on MMA, went over Durkee verse. Somehow or another, his channel came over with Creek Squad stuff. Now, I caught him here about 4 or 5 weeks ago, though. He was talking about his sub count. Said he didn't care, how many subs he had and all that. Then he turned around and a week or so later was complaining about his sub count, why it's not growing, all that and all that. It's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. You just stated the week beforehand. Yesterday, he had an issue. His issue was Ryan posting the picture of the little girl. And I'll say it again, hardcore MMA. Those pictures had been out on different social medias, but all throughout way beforehand. He reposted those pictures to prove a point. It's not like he went digging into somebody's profiles to try to find pictures. So for you to get so upset and for everybody on here to, throw that little fit, it was really funny. It really truly was. Had that been on the news for some reason, would you gripe if it was your local news? I would say not. But he got it all in your little feelings. For all the channels, not just him. But he had his little video the other day. And this is it right here. I just couldn't stand it anymore. He didn't care if he woke up next day and his sub count was down to 0. Y'all know how he is. He's just going to speak his mind. Well, you spoke it. And hopefully the true members of Creek Squad listen. Because if that's your feelings, so be it. If that little thing right there is what hurt your fee-fees, then move on. Now, everybody's little favorite, Martin Speaks. This is a guy that wants to portray that he's all about just putting out the truth, being a good old Christian, because his channel is all being about a Christian, But now if you don't believe the way he does, you're all going to hell. Your religion's not as good as his. Of course, now he stealing cable. I guess that's okay by God, and not taking care of his kids. One of them that it just turned 9, but 15 minutes later is fixing to turn 10. I didn't really understand that, Martin. I don't know. I don't know how many months in a year you have, but yeah, that was a little weird. Abusive to women. So much so he's been arrested for that. But yet he wants to condone, everybody for every little thing. He had his little live late last night and referred to Ryan as several things, and I'm not going to go into them all. Tony, how's it going? Drew, 815 guy. It's called How to Ruin Your Career Again. It's Upchurch A. Diddy. And I don't know if he was drunk in this, if he was just stoned or what. Now, this was actually a pretty good live for Martin. Here he had 27 watching. He's got, I think, like 2.3 thousand subs. His lives normally don't get this kind of traction. Not at all. Now, I think there may have been like 4, maybe 5 people in chat. But he decided to
look
100.
He decided to make a little remark, and I've got to get an overlay because this is on video.
So I'm just saying, Ryan Upchurch is now a sex trafficker because he can't prove that he's not. And that's the way he treats everybody. So that's how we're going to treat Ryan. So Ryan, you are a sex trafficker. I'm going to change the name of this to is Ryan a sex trafficker?
Okay, so were y'all able to hear that? Tony, do me a favor. Tell me if you were able to hear that. Okay, yeah. So that was his little one of his little remarks. He wants to refer to Ryan as a sex trafficker until Ryan can prove that he's not. Now that's his right. He has every right to voice his opinion. Now, we also have our right to voice our opinion. Martin, let me ask you this. And now this is true. But why don't you tell the people why you can't see your son? Why is it the mother of your son will not allow you visitation? Today's Wednesday. Let's say by Friday night. Why don't you tell the people why you can't? Okay? So Martin, if you're watching, why don't you tell the people why you can't see your son? If anybody's watching that's part of Martin's little crew, why don't y'all make sure he gets this clip? Because the mother of Martin's son will not allow him to see his son anymore. Now, the other clip that I was talking about, and this is going to make a lot of people mad, but like I said, I don't care. This right here just proves Clout-Chasers, and I have no issue with that.
Look,
100. Too many people gets hurt.
Let's look at this logically. What's best case scenario? He looks into the people that are on panel. He makes some videos about us, and we gain a shit ton of fucking followers. He's gonna make some videos. We're gonna get a shit ton of followers. Either way, we win. I mean, I don't see a losing scenario here. I mean, what's he gonna do? He's not gonna kill us.
We're not.
Now, folks, is it me? Am I looking at that wrong when I listen to that? But does that not sound like clout chasing right there? That you get on another panel, talk about it, then you lead into your live talking about it, and knowing, I mean, come on, had to be hoping that Ryan would come up into chat, which did. I mean, exactly, Christopher Cunningham. He just admitted he wanted to get views. And to me, that was sad. What's going on? Oh, okay, hold on, folks. Hey, Safer, go ahead. I'm going to have to mute this real quick.
Oh, all right. What up? What's up, chat? Tony, Better with Irish, Christopher, Kelly. Robert, Drew.
Okay. Yeah, one of the I had another one of the monitors on the YouTube channel, and it had just kicked on. So, but yeah, and here's another thing. Now, in that live, we had members of Creek Squad or people that stand up for Creek Squad go over there and try to defend all of them. You know, telling Ryan, "Oh no, don't do that. They're real good people." Like, I don't know what, maybe they had something on them or so. That really looked like major simping right there. And to tell Ryan not to, to do that, especially on YouTube, to me looked really truly sad. And I don't know if y'all seen that. If y'all seen that and y'all know who I'm talking about, put it in chat. And I really thought it looked sad because a lot of people look up to him. A lot of people go over there, watch the lives and all that. And, I thought, me personally, I thought it showed true colors. Yeah, blessed mama. I think you did go into chat because maybe of Kurt. So Seeper, how are you doing?
Oh shit, I'm hanging in there. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I was late jumping on.
Yeah, I mean, see here, folks. I'm not looking, to start stuff and all that, but y'all have seen me before. I've called out people that have been in Creek Squad, that are Creek Squad, for things that look wrong. And all this the other night. Well, number one, that one of Martin's for damn sure was wrong. That one of Fusion's, I mean, that he just basically admitted he was clout chasing. AD for sure flip flops. And that's where what I seen it basically all led off to. Martin, that's all he wants to do is be AD. He looks up to AD. And if y'all seen Martin's last night, by God, he may as well had his lips wrapped around Ryan. Oh my God. He literally, I'm going to say this, and this is going to shock the hell out of everybody, in one sense. But yesterday, a lot of people looked worse than or equivalent to Dagburn a year ago. God of Thunder, I'm not jealous of Fusion in any shape, form, or fashion. That's not downing Fusion. I'm not jealous of anybody.
Oh, you said Martin did a live last night?
Yeah. And I mean, you can go back, I guess, and explain that, tell that any way you want to. They can go back and review that. There's not a single soul on this motherfucking earth that I'm jealous of. Anybody that is jealous of somebody is a weak individual. And I'm not weak minded or weak spiritually. And anybody that thinks that leading into this that I was talking about them before I started talking about individuals, they probably need to check their self, because if they have any doubts, then they're probably if they have that kind of guilty conscience, they're probably guilty. Well, Gabe, that's okay, because I mean, if you've got a channel on YouTube, you're going to go for some kind of clout. But when you go for major clout chasing like what's been done, you really make yourself look bad. Everybody goes for some type of clout that has a channel to some degree. But when you go to degrees like what's been done, yeah, I mean,
Well, I don't know what you've talked about already because I haven't been on, but I don't know if you've already said something about it or not, but I know I did catch part of AD's when he did when he was talking about it, and he was talking about the pictures being put out of I guess it was his anime and the P Diddy pictures and all,
Right.
and was talking about Ryan doxed whoever or whatever whoever it is, but the thing is nobody got doxed in them pictures. Them are pictures that are all over social media. They're all over the news. So there was no doxing putting those pictures out.
No, and that's what I was telling them. All these have been on social media multiple times. And that's what I'm, was telling them when they were going to Fusion. I'm not attacking Fusion. I'm just saying that if he would go back and rewatch, like, if Fusion would rewatch his live tonight, I think he would probably regret some of the things that he said or the way some of the things was done and wish that it wasn't put out the way it was. And that's the same way with all of us. A lot of us have said or done something that we wish we wouldn't have. Trust me, I've done it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Gabe. Now,
I did just watch the new video Ryan put out.
that's what I was fixing to ask you. It's like 18 minutes long, I think.
Yeah, I did just watch it.
It,
And this is the thing is, I think a lot of people like. My point is everybody's entitled to their opinion. I mean, AD, Martin, Fusion, Ryan, you, everybody's got an opinion.
right.
Does it mean we're right? No. I mean, I'm a lot of times I'm not right, but I mean, I still have an opinion. And that's a part of being a free fucking American is you can have a fucking opinion. Um, I think what Ryan does is he tries to put awareness out. Like maybe it might not come off exactly right to some people. 'Cause I mean, like I told you before, there's a lot of shit in that Kylie Rodney case that I just thought was. I mean, I just didn't. I mean, there was some stuff I just didn't agree with. But then I'm looking on the other side of it. There's a lot of weird shit that's happened in that case. I mean, my biggest thing that I thought was questionable was why is there no videos of that party when you got hundreds of people at that party and there's no videos? Like I said before, I know how kids are. I call them kids, but teenagers, young adults. I know how they are. They're
Right. Because they
taking
don't.
hundreds and hundreds of pictures and videos and selfies. Like, why have we not seen those? And then the same thing, it goes to just now what's happened with the Riley Strain case in Nashville. Now they're coming about, and it's eerily, it's like fucking crazy because now you got a guy that they're saying he was found with his clothes, is what the police department report is. Now come to find out that he didn't have his clothes on, he didn't have his boots on, he didn't have his phone, he don't got water in his lungs. It's like, what the fuck is going on in this world?
Yeah, well, that's what me and you were discussing the other day. I mean, when you've got the chief of police and all saying he was fully clothed when they found him. Yeah, and then now you've got it's like,
Yeah, the family requested a second autopsy, and they're like, well, where's his pants? Where's his boot? And they're like, well, he didn't have none. But in the initial report, he was fully clothed. It's just that's why I don't really listen to the news much and the internet shit. Social media, not social media, but like news reports, news channels and shit, because none of them are fucking transparent. They just all piggyback off of each other and tell their own side of the stories, and it's like you can't get shit. And I mean, I've never really cared for the Nashville chief. I mean, a lot of people do like him, but I've never cared for him. But I don't know that whole Riley Strain story. It's just a fucking whack job too. I mean, I feel like it's another damn Kylie Rodney case.
Well, and like I had stated, Zanime put herself in that position with number one, the video with no music. People were over at, where'd you get the video? And she finally said, well, I got it off of Snapchat. Okay. Well, like Seeper stated, and I've stated before, you've got 100, 200 kids out there partying, all kind of pictures. You're not going to tell me all these kids only use Snapchat. There's no way in hell you could have 5 kids together at any time that's taking a bunch of pictures. There's going to be Snapchat. There's going to be Instagram. There's going to be 2 or 3 or more different platforms used.
From my understanding, one of the departments down there in wherever it's at over there with the Rodney case, California, my understanding is one of the departments is case is not closed. It's still open case. I don't know if that's truth or not, but I still resort back to the thing. There's a lot of weird shit with that. I mean, from the autopsy, like another big thing. This was another big thing in that Kylie case that kind of twisted me up. Is like they did the autopsy, and then once they cremated her, they were wanting to do some other kind of test, but they didn't have nothing to test. And that's just weird to me because anytime they do an autopsy, they still save samples for later on.
They're supposed to be kept for a year. When
Yeah, and they
it's a
didn't.
case like this,
Yeah, it's just a lot of oddities. I'm not saying the girl didn't die. Like I have no clue. I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that look weird in that case that just ain't been transparent and probably never will be. I mean, it's just the way shit goes.
and then so let's also point out, and Ryan pointed out in that video, so the party took place in Truckee. Zanime, where did she go? Truckee.
She really made herself look bad. I mean, I get it. A lot of people or some people wanted to go there and help out and shit, but she really put herself in a bad situation
Well,
for like people to talk about her.
where did Tony Dodge check in at on his account? Truckee.
Well, is he one of them true crime drifters that go all over the place where people like to try to
Yeah,
drift?
he was that all-American dream chaser.
See, I don't know much about it. I've
He,
never watched none of him. I've never seen it.
he's here's what I feel about 98, 99% of them. Him and that, we'll call it Mickey Michelle, like Ryan did in the chat. They gained their popularity by these big cases, such as hers, when she passed, and they never bring any factual. They never solve a case. How often do they really truly help a case? And if they see a case that involves a child, that's the first thing they're going to go to, because they know everybody wants to hear about it. Everybody wants to see it. A lot of people, they're always worried about children. So they capitalize on that. And AD's big thing, and I think even Fusion touched on it. He claimed, well, I had to go out of the country because all the threats, that cost me money. Okay, may have cost you money for the trip. Your channel grew during that time. Did you not still air during that time? He's so worried about all this case, and if y'all go over to his channel is pretty good size, but he's having to crowdfund his lawsuit. Since day one that he got this lawyer that was on the internet, he's been crowdfunding. If it wasn't for his followers, he wouldn't have a chance in hell. If his subs would stop, yeah.
I mean, in a way, I'm glad everything did happen the way it happened because Ryan can file for. I mean, that discovery is gonna be a motherfucker. I mean, like if there is anything that's hidden or something, it's gonna come out in the discovery.
It that's what's going to be interesting as hell, and that's why when it got held off till what next year, I think it was. I was like, damn, I'm not even going to be around to sit because I mean, I was wanting to listen to this because there's going to be. Here's the bad thing. It's in a sense, so the parents are going to have to relive all this. And that's bad for them. That's bad for any parent that's ever lost a child. If you're going to have to bring all this up. However, there's going to have to be questions that's going to have to be answered or going to be brought up that probably wasn't brought up in the beginning.
God of Thunder says Kylie Rodney not been found. No proof of her existence. Still, yeah, that hillbilly is on it. Daggone it. I'm not saying either way, God of Thunder, but let's take it like this. Did you ever remember when the WikiLeaks all right before Trump got out of office and all them WikiLeaks, all them files got dropped? Did anybody ever dig into the Las Vegas shooting? Because it was dropped on them WikiLeaks what really happened at that Las Vegas shooting. Like crazy shit. I'm not saying it did or didn't, but I'm saying there's a lot of crazy shit that happens in the world that the government is behind. And like I said, I'm not saying the government's behind this Kylie Rodney shit or any other shit. I'm just saying there's a lot of crazy shit that we don't know because the damn government and the fucking news people are not transparent with us.
And God of Thunder, if you ever look into some of the cases that went on in Truckee and see how some of those have been swept under the rug, and like Ryan pointed out, how come Truckee themselves wasn't involved in this case? Why was it just the two counties? But yet, why were they there? Why is their squad car in the picture, but they're not involved in the, why?
Like, I'm never going to put something out and stand on it and say that I know for facts that this is what it is and this is what it ain't. Like, I'm not going to say that her existence was real or wasn't real because I don't know. I don't know her. I've never met her. So for me to say anything otherwise than that, then I would just be telling you something that's just an opinion. Like, I didn't see her body. I didn't see her alive. So I can't speak on it either way. I can just say that shit looks weird. There's a lot of weird shit. And I think Ryan tries to bring awareness to things. Maybe he just some people, a lot of people, he might not do it in the right ways. But I think everybody might know by now, and everybody can say, "Oh, he's on drugs or whatever," but he thinks like, and maybe he does take Adderall, and it gets him into thinking and critical, deep thinking and stuff. But he thinks in a different way than a lot of people do. And maybe he just is bringing awareness to these situations to some people's perspective in the wrong way. But he did give up $150,000 in this Kylie Rodney case. And he does care about children and shit like that. Like bad shit that happens in the world, or else he wouldn't put himself out there. I mean, like, because he really don't have to do shit. I mean, he don't have to get mixed up in it. And I mean, if I was him, I probably like the true crime shit's just weird. Like I would never, I wouldn't get mixed up in it because it's just a bunch of it's a bunch of opinions, it's a bunch of gossiping opinions and people that just want to grift for money off of bad circumstances to people's families.
And a lot of times you got to think outside the box.
Shorty America says, if you want to know the truth about Las Vegas shooting, go watch John Cullen. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. All I know is I've seen the WikiLeaks documents on it. when all that shit got exposed. And there was a lot of shit in there that got exposed. It's just like, it's crazy.
And there was a real good documentary on it that I can't remember where me and Melissa's seen it though, but the hotel themselves, yeah, they gonna be up shit's creek. I mean,
Who? Oh, the Las Vegas?
yeah,
Oh yeah, they're all the hotels out there. They're all falling apart already anyway because of all the online gambling.
well, no, I'm talking about because of that shooter. So
Oh yeah. You still there?
yeah,
Oh,
supposedly in that documentary, they had caught some type of wind or so of him bringing that stuff in. They had knew about the guns.
I think that whole story. I think that was all a bunch of. My personal opinion. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, most especially after I seen the WikiLeaks drop on it. Because I watched it when it happened, and that's not. I mean, not. I'm not going to say what I have and what I don't have, but I know how bump stocks work and what they sound like, and that shit was not bump stocks. That was just a fucking narrative and a ploy for them to be able to fucking attack gun rights. I mean, nobody's gonna fucking haul that many fucking guns into a fucking hotel. You don't need that many guns. I mean, why would how many guns were in that room? Like fucking 30 or some shit? Like who the fuck needs that many guns to pull off that kind of situation? You don't. You know, when them
Well,
guns were going off, you could hear one on one side of the building, and some people was like, oh, it was echo, but the rate of fire was different.
yeah. I mean, instead of reloading, he would unload one, grab another, and just, I mean, it was like, yeah, it didn't make any sense. I mean, why would you line up a bunch of guns loaded when you could just as easily drop and reload?
Shorty said the Las Vegas shooting, they were after Mohammed bin Salman.
I've heard that, and because of the angle that he was at, yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna have to look that up. Who the hell is Mohammed bin Salman?
Also, places.
Yeah, Shorty, I absolutely believe that Paddock was a fall guy. And I mean, if we had to know the truth, that guy probably's not even dead. He's probably in like some kind of witness protection program or some shit.
Yeah, but getting back to this, I mean, a lot of people just don't understand Ryan's way of thinking, and I'm not saying by no means that I'm equivalent, but
I'll say I don't. I mean,
I'm not up there by no means. But when you take his community post and the simple words he's putting out, and y'all twist them around the way that they did the other day, it's like, oh my God, it really showed that there's a lot of closed-minded people.
God of Thunder says, maybe you'll get lucky tonight and Ryan will bless you with some clout. Then you can ask him why he says the girls isn't really dead and never existed if you guys have the balls to ask.
Well, now,
I'm gonna go
God of
back
Thunder,
to
I could say, hold on, Zipper, I could say this about you. If you had the balls, then you wouldn't have to hide behind a little title that says God of Thunder. Would you? Or a little picture like that, you'd show your face or your name, but you don't. So why don't you just go on back there and simp for your little boys? Yeah, didn't think so.
I mean, that goes back to the thing that I just said a while ago, God of Thunder, is do you know the girl? Have you ever met her? Did you see her body? No. So what you're saying there is, again, your opinion.
Yeah, he hadn't come out of grandma's basement in 3 years.
I mean, yeah, you can look at the reports and the autopsies and all that shit. The autopsies, I mean, just look at the autopsy. The autopsy had her height wrong, the tattoos wrong, no water in her lungs. I mean, it was just, there was a whole bunch of shit that was just like, in that case, I would have liked to have seen a family have an independent autopsy done, just like what's going on with this Riley case. Because I feel like that those law enforcement out there really fucked that whole case up from start to finish. All right, I appreciate that, Shorty. I'm gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to check that out. Let me get back up here. John Cullen. Better with Irish says, wasn't the person who did the autopsy someone who had been under a scandal fucking up another case? From what I've read and heard, yeah, I mean that whole Truckee situation out there. What's it called, Wade? That Truckee on fire or some shit? Like, it's full of scandals out there.
Oh yeah, and there's a bunch of them before this and even after this that's being swept up underneath the rug. That is the area. There's quite a few rich individuals out there, but there's a lot of dirty stuff going on in that area.
It's a lot of dirty shit going on with these elites. You know, we're starting to see it now, but it's shit that's been happening for ages. You know, I went down the adrenochrome fucking rabbit hole for a long time, and I'm still not set either way on that because a lot of it makes sense. A lot of it sounds like fucking tinfoil conspiracies, but I don't know. It's just weird to even think that that kind of shit's happening. But you know, like when I went down that rabbit hole, this was what was so fucking crazy because you know they were like talking about how they sell kids and all that shit. And then I started looking and digging off deeper into some sites, and they would have shit where for sale, like products for sale. Like I followed these places, and they would have products for sale, but they would be like, $8, $10, $12,000, but they wasn't products that would sell for that much. And they were saying that that's how they were getting away with selling kids. Now, I'm not saying I believe that because I felt like it was kind of like far out there. But it's fucking weird to sit around and dig up that kind of shit and think about it, that there is a possibility that shit's likely. I mean, you know how many kids go missing in this world that fucking nobody even knows about? That just disappear off the fucking face of the earth, supposedly? Yeah, Wayfair, exactly. The Wayfair cabinets. People down in comments talking about Wayfair. Yeah, it linked to Shorty says, anyways, y'all have a good night. Look, I don't agree with what Church said, but respect he has the balls to say it. I'm gonna keep bumping Church shit. Yeah, have a good night, Shorty. I feel the same way. I mean, like, there's some things I don't agree with. There's some things I do. But I think he's got his method to his madness to where he puts and makes awareness out, just like some other people do. Um, I'm not saying I don't know that some ways I would, some ways I wouldn't do things that other people do, but
Oh no, I mean that's it. I'm not saying everybody has to agree or disagree, but when people go out and twist what he says, wants to try to change the words, say he says this and that he done this when that's not what he said or not what he done, and they're trying to capitalize or down him like that. No, I mean, if you're gonna discuss it, if you're gonna talk about it, be fair. Say exactly what he said. Discuss it that way. The other night or the other day, that's not what happened.
What happened? What are you talking about?
No, I'm just talking about the way AD was going off on talking about the community post and
Oh,
just how it followed on all throughout until 4 or 5 o'clock this morning.
yeah. I mean, again, you know, everybody, like I said earlier, everybody's got the right to their opinion. You know, not everybody's gonna like it. Not everybody's gonna agree with it. Um, but it is what it is. You know, Ryan's man enough that he'll come up in people's chats and he'll talk about it. You know. And I mean, that's the best thing. Like, I'm not gonna speak for him. Like, you know, I mean, if he puts something out and people agree or disagree, and you know, he comes in there in people's chats, then that's their deal to discuss and talk about. Like, I don't feel like I should be one that speaks for anybody, really. And I speak for myself.
Yeah, it's like, you know, tonight people talking their shit, but there again, God's thunder, you're gonna talk your shit gonna be talked right back.
I personally don't think that he put them pictures out as a form of doxing or attacking. I think he put it out as an awareness of that. That was my interpretation of it. Is like trying to make things aware. Because I looked
No,
at the
well,
pictures.
I mean, yeah, if you look
And,
at these two pictures right here in comparison, and now the one on the right was the bottom picture. Well, here, I'll.
yeah,
So
I don't even know who
that's his
the.
post right there. So if you take the top left and that bottom picture, that's what you got right there. And if you look at there's an age difference, you know, so one picture's older than the other, I'm sure. And you just look at the nose, the cheek, I mean, just the whole facial structure. And now, of course, one of them's her head's turned. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I see there is a lot of resemblance there. I mean, I see a hairline. You know, to me, I look at them two pictures and I see the hairline's a little different, but there's an age difference in between them. Um, you know, I don't know. I can't say it is, it ain't, it was, it wasn't. Um, because it's just two different pictures. It's like, but I mean, there is a resemblance. You know, I mean, they do look similar now. I don't know. It's weird. I know I heard AD talking about they were getting shot at and bombed and all that shit. They never was shot at and bombed.
He AD exaggerates on everything with everybody.
Yeah, Robert
And
615 says they look like sisters. Yeah, I mean they do look like they could be related or some shit. You know, they got similarities. Like the other little girl with the flowers on her head. I don't even know who the fuck that is.
yeah, now I mean,
I have
I
no
called
clue.
out the other night. I mean, you were looking so, folks. I don't even think the girl with the flowers and the girl in the same photo beside her are the same, for the reason, if you look, if if you're on your laptop or your PC and you use the magnifier, it's best. But if you look above the lips on one of these, she's got freckles, and on the other ones, it's not, and they're just right above the top lip. The eyes are different. So the one on the left, she's got brown eyes. The one on the bottom, she's got brown eyes. This one right here's got blue eyes. Now there could be contacts, but I'm just leaning, you know, there's no contacts. Uh,
Yeah, I doubt their contacts being at that age.
right. The matter of fact, the eyes are a little different.
But like I don't know, like is that little girl supposed to be the same girl in Zanime's picture? Or she's supposed to be the younger version of that girl in P. Diddy's picture, that Ava Combs?
Well, I mean, it was saying possibility of maybe the exact same. I do not know. Uh, Now there is a possibility, like Robert 615 said, you know, eyes changing, and photos, or she could have what's it called, to where they're kind of like the hazel type, but where they change from instead of them being blue, they could be a greenish color, but they do change to a brown.
Is it? Jump off here a minute. Oh, just saying the girl in the middle of Lady Gaga.
Yeah, everybody's been wondering who that one was. I mean, of course, we know Zanime, and we
Gabe
know.
says, I have a serious question. How many in chat or on panel would stand up and say something if somebody was calling you out your name and it was true? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that whole Zanime, Icky Mel, all them people, like the whole Ronnie Jones, like, because that's another thing that's going to get brought up in this discovery with Icky Mel, is like those people, whoever that Ronnie Jones and all them other people were that they were supposed that they talked to or whatever, like all those people can get brought up into this case. They're gonna have to come to that case. You know, because that's
Now,
all Ryan's lawyer's got to do is just subpoena them people.
yeah,
They're gonna,
they can be. They don't have.
well,
They're not saying that
they
they
don't have
will
to.
be, but they can be, right?
Yeah.
Just like Dummy, up there in Kentucky, he thinks that, oh, he's part of the case because he's number 111. When his mama, when they thought they were going to be going to court, but just because he was a pinpoint, he thought that he was going to be all in it, and
Yeah, it's going to be a long drawn out thing. I mean, because that's the thing is Ryan has the upper hand in that case, in both of those cases. People may not see it like that, but he does because he can draw that shit out for the next 4 or 5 years.
and
And a lot of money. They're going to spend a lot of money with lawyers going through all the hours worth of videos and all the messages. It's just going to be a long drawn out thing if it goes through. That's like I said before. My personal opinion is I don't think that Rodney's got a good case, and I think if between either one of them, you can't. This is I think a lot of people forget about our rights as citizens. We have rights to freedom of speech. Now there is lines that can be crossed as far as the slander and defamation stuff, but the shit don't hardly ever. Not here in Tennessee. There's hardly ever any cases that are won for defamation, because then you start getting into the Constitution, your amendments and shit. It's like I don't know. I mean, I think if anybody had a chance, I think it'd probably be Icky Dick, whatever his damn name is. But still, at that, I mean, because there's been some stuff that Ryan's put out before that showed some of the sites or some of the messages or something that linked back to some kind of weird shit. So, I mean, if he can prove that, then that kind of debunks the whole defamation thing. Like, I mean, if I looked you up or looked a message up or an email or a number or something, and it's linked to some kind of fucking kitty diddler shit, then I would have reason to believe that you might be part of that because your shit linked back to it. So I don't see where a court could find him guilty for thinking that way. But, that's their business. I mean, I mean, I think he knows what he's doing, or else he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. I mean, I'm pretty sure his lawyers probably made him aware of what he can and can't put on the internet. And it's the other thing is like, not me, you, nobody's gonna tell him what to do. I mean, he just does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Yeah, and he's been doing this. He's been doing
You
this
know,
quite enough time that he knows what he can and can't do.
well, that's the thing.
He's smarter than the average player.
Over these months, I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of the haters and shit. They're like, you know, y'all need to reel Ryan in. Somebody needs to talk to him. Somebody needs to do this. Somebody needs to do that. Nobody can tell that man. He's a grown ass man. Nobody can tell him what the fuck to do.
No.
I mean, he's gonna do what the fuck he wants to do. That's just like me, you, anybody else. We're gonna do what the fuck we want to do. I mean, that's part of life. You learn from your mistakes. You make mistakes, you learn from them. I mean, what do I look like telling some other grown man what the fuck he needs to do or can do? I mean, granted, yeah, you can give people some advice, but I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody what they need to do.
I mean, yeah, he's made his way. He's earned his right, and if he's doing something that is not causing physical harm to somebody, you try telling him what he can and can't do, what he has to do, he's gonna turn around, look. I would say, look at you and tell you just to kiss his ass. You're not putting a roof over his head. You're not putting the clothes on his back, and you sure as the hell aren't feeding him. So your 2 cents don't add up for him. I mean, now you can suggest. He may listen if you want to give him, but yeah.
But if there's this secret, too many people like to control others. Yeah, I mean,
Gabe said, "Where'd everybody in chat go?" Well, Gabe, it is 9:45, so they figure they may have went over to Rusty's now. They may figure he may be starting up now. His live started at 9. They may figured he may be starting up on actual discussion.
yeah, I mean, all through my life, you know, I mean, I had parents and friends and all kinds of shit, you know, and all the shit I've been involved in, and you know, like people all the time tell me I'm fucking up, but it's kind of like this is what's so weird in life. It's kind of like the more people tell you, especially your parents, the more people tell you that you're fucking up or not to do something, the more you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I mean, ain't a motherfucker on this planet fixing to tell me what I can and can't or not going to do. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to do whatever I do, and shit fucking causing me problems or makes a mistake, and then I just have to learn from it.
And here's another thing about Martin. So Martin's over here saying, "Well, I thought with him going to be a daddy, he would change." Martin, you're the one just a couple months ago that was talking about his unborn child, talking about it was going to be born into an addiction. Even acted it out on how you thought the child would be. Why would anybody take any kind of parenting advice from somebody that would throw the mother of his child and his child out instead of somebody that would give the house to them and move out? Somebody that doesn't even take care of his kids. Somebody that is unwilling to work to support his family. Why would somebody want to take advice from somebody like you, Martin?
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the world should take parenting advice from that guy. You know, I heard AD said another thing too. He said something about he was talking about the lawsuit with fucking Ryan and Patty, and it's not my place to speak on it, but you know, he was like, well, you know, I told him this or that, or was basically insinuating that he knew that Ryan was going to lose or whatever, and that Patty won the case or whatever. But you're highly fucking wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I know AD says he speaks facts and stuff over there, but that's one fact that he's not speaking facts about because Patty did not win that case. Well, Jeffrey, what's good, brother?
he takes what he hears from certain people, Dagburn being one of them, and thinks it's a fact. He doesn't do his research. He runs with things. And number one, if you're going to believe anything that Dagburn tells you as a fact, you're fucked in the head. Point
Yeah.
blank. If you're going to run with something that Dagburn tells you, you're just as fucked as Dagburn. You may as well be taking parental advice from Dagburn.
Better with Iris that Patty didn't win shit. If she did, the whole world would hear it over and over again. That's another thing. Some people were like, or I don't even know if it was I think it was AD said something about that. Maybe it was AD. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Somebody said it that, you know, there would have been a lot of videos or whatever if Ryan had won, but there wouldn't be. But I just tell you that Patty didn't win then nothing.
You know, I mean, do y'all not think Ryan wants to move on from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, fuck, this shit can't go on forever.
Well, I mean, on top of that, everybody's seen how hurt Ryan was when all that went down. If that shit's over, let the rebuilding start.
Gabe said if Patty won, then where's my house?
Yeah. Oh, if Patty would have won, y'all would have known for damn sure, because Dagburn would have been there. I told y'all Patty was going to win. I told y'all. Y'all wouldn't listen. Now I'm moving down to Ashton City.
This is how stupid they are, man. If they thought that Patty won, you know, Deerdorf's house, the Black House, they were all wrapped up into that whole thing from what I've gathered, you know. But so don't you think if Patty would have won as much sour taste is in her mouth, that them people wouldn't be living in them houses anymore? Better with Iron said Dagburn would have been evicting Billy. Yeah, because that's what Dagburn said before. Didn't he say that before? He wanted to go with Patty to evict those people?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was getting excited about it.
Those houses.
Yeah, he can go down there.
Go on, evict Billy. He's gonna be afraid of me. I'm gonna give him a left and a right and a left. Vote me a Misty 5000.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going. I mean, that's all I'm gonna speak on it, but I'm not gonna speak on that anymore because it's not my place to speak on it. But I'll just say Patty didn't win shit. Now Patty might have hid a bunch of money, but she didn't win shit.
Shit, Johnny, if you can get a couple more dollars from her, y'all can buy some more subs.
Well, what I thought was
maybe he can get
weird.
enough to get over that 10,000 mark.
Well, this is what I thought was really weird. Is so that whole time, you know, she went around talking about that she didn't have food to eat or electricity, all this shit, you know, didn't know how to pay, she was gonna pay her bills or whatever. But then as soon as the case gets over with, then she makes a post to Kurt talking about he needs to shut his mouth, that she's got money now to be able to sue and all this shit or take him to file it legally and shit. So that made me think obviously she hid some money.
And folks,
Just taking all the Dagburn to buy a trap house.
folks, I'm going to go ahead and say this because I know Dagburn's probably watching or got somebody watching. So, Dagburn, when my main channel goes down, all of your videos and Melinda's videos, they'll be changed over a little bit, but they will be going up on my Rumble channel. So go have fun, buddy. Especially since you want to continue striking.
It ain't
And
gonna
remember,
go down.
I've got them all.
Not with them false ass strikes. I mean, Johnny, you know how stupid you are? You fucking struck a fucking video that wasn't even yours.
Oh, well, that short he marked, folks, this is what he done, and y'all can go over to the community post and read it. So the short that he struck, he marked down the whole video that it was part of one of his videos. It was a 22-second short. Once a little over a second of it was a thumbnail, and then the short was comprised of 3 different sections of videos, 3 different videos. And there was actually one section of it was changed over, but there was part of Melinda's video in it, and he claimed it as his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. You know, I explained why earlier to somebody, but I'm not even going to. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Probably shouldn't. They're probably gonna get upset, but so Dagburn, you know why I hadn't even fought that one yet? I've done sent out 7 or 8 emails, but first, when I done my first retraction on that first live, then I went over to Twitter or X, however you want to call it, and got into communications with them. Instead of going back and forth on Twitter with all the information that I have on everything, we're even filing on everybody, we've been doing emails, and I've probably done what was equivalent to 5 to 7 pages worth last night alone on one email. And I've probably got 7 or 8 emails that we've been doing back and forth that I've actually sent out. Now, remember, you done 70 on one channel here just a while back. You've done over 137 strikes, most of them being false. On the 18th of this month, there was a rule put into effect about false strikes. Any and every channel you have under that Google account that your main channel is under, the one that you're filing these under, can be considered bye-bye if they see a pattern of false strikes. So keep filing these false strikes because you're not hurting me. So go ahead, dumb fuck. Why do you think I started another channel under a different Google account?
Wait, I got to jump my ass off here.
Alrighty. And well, before you hop down, let me finish this off. And Dagburn, guess whose other channel I'm going after next? Yeah, the one that's got a little over 6,000 right now, probably have a little over 7,000 by this time next week. Yeah. So put that in your crack pipe and smoke it. Deeper, I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, everybody in chat, y'all stay tuned. I gotta I'll be doing a live here soon. I don't know if it'll be I don't know if it'll be over the weekend or not, but just stay tuned because I got a good live coming.
I can't wait. Yeah, folks, don't y'all forget this right here is gonna be the main channel for now, you know, since that other channel's probably gonna disappear for a little while or so. But so yeah, if y'all hit that subscribe button, that's something y'all normally don't hear me ask of, but you know, we got to get this one built up so I can get my community post out, and I know y'all like those photos and all. But yeah, I'll probably be on here more often so I can get them watch hours up. But yeah, we're gonna continue being on Dagburn's neck. You know, I got to let y'all know every one of my videos I've got, they're all safe and sound. So yeah, they may end up all over here. So yes, blessed mama. Fuck Dagburn. Of course, now he likes it when he gets fucked by another guy. So you know, ain't that right, Dagburn?
Yeah, I mean, the people out there, that if you hide your lives, I mean, it don't do any good. I mean, you may think you're hiding them, but they're not hidden. And I'll
No,
leave it at that.
no, and that's what Dagburn don't understand because the way I have my recorder set up, the recorder pasted each and every one of the codes for him. So Dagburn, you can take that dry, or you can lube it up. Either way. And who knows? I may have to drop a code to get passed around. Maybe somebody.
One thing I did want to say before I left is, man, his car's falling apart worse than his life is, ain't it?
He's got that Earl Shy paint job. Now, for y'all youngins that don't know who Earl Shy is, that was a paint job you could get for, I think it was like $25, $29, somewhere around in there. It was like the cheapest of paint jobs you could ever get. But yeah, I mean, it was cheaper than Mako. And do you think Johnny was out there trying to see how big of a piece he could peel off?
Like, I don't know, but I mean, like, I caught it when they said that they were saying, well, yeah, they told us that a lot of white cars have problems with paint sticking. No, motherfucker, white cars don't have problems with paint sticking. It's nothing to do with white paint. GM had a problem for a long time with fucking paint coming off the vans and shit, but it's nothing to do with fucking white. You're a fucking idiot if you think it's because your car is white that your paint come off.
Yeah. Johnny's over
That's
there.
it.
White paint, white paint, white paint.
Maybe somebody might have poured brake fluid on your car, Johnny. That's
Was
what
he
you
trying?
should do, Johnny. Go pour some brake fluid on your hood. It'll shine your paint up real good.
He's trying to fry an egg up there. Hey, now, Johnny, if you want extra, extend your gas mileage, go buy you a couple big bags of sugar, pour in the gas tank. Man, you'll get about 5-6 miles more to the gallon.
Look, I'd almost bet on it. They're going to repaint that fucking top of that car, and within a couple months, give it 6 months, 8 months or something, and that shit's going to be peeled right back off. I mean, I could tell you how you have to fix that, but I'm not going to say it. But that shit's got to have a serious something done to it to fix that paint from coming back off of it.
And quit blaming the electric company on the death of poor old buddy. Take responsibility there, Dagburn.
Oh, yeah, that shit was stupid, man. He thinks that shit's fucking biohazard out there.
Yeah, he don't even realize the difference between biohazard and hazardous material. And yeah, I mean, Jesus.
Look, I mean, what, they haven't made those transformers that were even slightly hazardous back since, what, like the 60s or some shit?
Right.
You know, like, I guarantee you, I'd almost guarantee you, that's probably where Johnny and Merle go dump their fucking grease at. And then they probably sit around and was like, hey, we go dump our grease out there, we can fucking sue them. You know, like, that shit is not gonna fucking kill your dog out there, because what killed your dog is you chain smoking in that little shitty fucking house. I mean, look it up. What do you have, lymphoma or some shit? I mean, if you look it up, dogs are they're like 100 times more likely to get fucking cancer from smoking. And I mean, the dude chain smokes them things. I mean, I think he smokes, like, he can go live for an hour, and I think he's done smoke a half a carton of cigarettes.
Well, somebody said the other day they seen him do 13 cigarettes in like an hour live that he had.
Yeah, he smokes like a fucking locomotive. But it wasn't that fucking oil around that transformer that give your dog fucking cancer. And that shit was not fucking hazardous. If it was hazardous, them guys wouldn't have been out there and just plain clothes fucking digging that shit up. They would have had environmentalists out there and all kinds of people.
I'm going to do a soil sample, folks. We're going to be rich.
I can see him doing a soil sample. He'll be out there with his bare hands digging up soil, putting it in one of Merle's coffee cups. And Dagburn, they would tell you how much a soil sample is.
Hell no, I ain't paying for that shit.
You don't even realize how much a soil sample costs. Number one. Number two, they would have to come out there and do it because you wouldn't take a proper soil sample. Number two, you wouldn't even know how to fill out a form for one. I mean, you're clueless. You thought that you learned all that information in less than a day. You're a complete idiot. You're a freaking fool. Yeah.
And Johnny, what you need to do with that fucking Couchman comp money you got, you need to take some of that money and go let a real tattooist fucking cover that hideous fucking tattoo that you put on Merle's arm. I mean, that thing is like a shit sandwich. And I know fucking Merle wakes up every morning trying to figure out how to eat that sandwich. That shit is fucking obnoxious.
Oh, did you see that video 12 Point done the other day? Merle's teeth coming out during the live.
No, I haven't been on very much. Here and there I get on, but I haven't been on very much.
Oh, that was funny as hell. That little video he put out.
Channels, I believe, and here and there I jump in, but
yeah. Shout out to 12 Point.
I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, I put it over on my community page on I think on the main channel. But if y'all hadn't seen it, y'all go over there and check it out.
All right, well, I'm going to jump off, Wade. Everybody in chat, y'all have a good one.
Well, have a blessed night. I appreciate it. Everybody in chat, I appreciate y'all coming in. Like I said, there's going to be more lives over here. We're going to get this channel built back up. So if y'all will, just let everybody know. And if you don't mind, if you hadn't hit it, if you would, hit that subscribe button for me and make sure you set the notification bell. It's going to take us a little while, but, you know, we'll get it up and going. I can't promise I'll be getting 2.3 thousand subscribers in a month like some people, but I can guarantee you I'm not buying them. So, but until next time, I'll see y'all then. Y'all have a great night.